If this guy's getting those kind of views doing these videos, then maybe I should switch the focus of my channel. Coming soon, Jacob Anders Paranormal Reviews. Theyre Outside is brought to us by director Sam Castlery and Ariel Anthony Hales, and stars Tom Wheatley and Christine Randall. So Theyre Outside is a found footage film. Yeah, I know. Max, played by Tom Wheatley, is a YouTuber with a psychology degree. His channel centers around him going to people with certain afflictions and curing them. And his next subject is Sarah. Sarah suffers from agoraphobia, in other words, the fear of going the fuck outside, which, you know, in 2021, I think we all might have a little bit of that. She lives in a nice house out in the middle of the woods, and she has not gone outside in 5 years. And Max sees this as a challenge, and he says, "I'm gonna get that bitch outside." Come to find out that the reason that Sarah's afraid to go outside is from a local legend called Green Eyes. And no, I don't mean my sexy green eyes. Even though they come across as blue right now because of the green screen. Oh no, we are talking about a man who lived out in the woods behind a green door and kidnaps people, and he does stuff to them or something like that. It's never really 100% clear. It's a lot like the Blair Witch from the Blair Witch Project though. Of course, Max doesn't believe any of this horse shit, but as things start to get spookier and spookier during his stay, he starts to wonder, could there possibly be something to this whole Green Eyes thing? And if so, how can I fucking capitalize it on my YouTube channel? I mean, I get it. Theyre Outside is fairly well done. The only problem is not a whole lot happens in this movie. It's like a whole lot of buildup to get to about 5 to 8 minutes of payoff in the end of the movie. And I suppose you could say that about the granddaddy of them all, the Blair Witch Project, but at least when that movie came out, it was kind of a fresh original idea. At this point, we've seen these types of movies about 11 times, so there's not really a lot of new ground that has been broken or is broken by this movie. Now, even though not much really happens in this movie until the very end, the brisk runtime and really fast pace does at least make it to where you don't ever get bored. And the last few minutes are pretty tense and anxiety-inducing. Unfortunately though, for a movie that is billed as a horror film, it's not all that scary. Not until those final moments at least. They're pretty freaky. And the character of Green Eyes just really isn't that scary. There's also like this weird romance subplot that goes fuck all nowhere and is pretty useless overall. Overall, the story, while it's not bad per se, it's just kinda The characters are all along the same lines. None of them are like bad, but none of them are terribly interesting either. I will say for the most part, none of them are really grating though. However, there is one, which would be Sarah's friend, which I just don't have any interest in looking up who played the part or the name of the character. And she just comes across as really fake and just not a good character at all. I get why the character is needed for the story, but she was just really badly written. I don't think it's so much the performance, it's the writing, because the dialogue she has coming out of her mouth is just kind of stupid. Everybody else from a performance and character standpoint is fine though. The movie looks pretty good, but it's a found footage movie, so I don't really know if that's saying much, but you know, I'm not gonna take that from it. It overall looks pretty good. Guys, Theyre Outside is overall just kind of fine. I don't think that most people are going to find anything to latch onto here. The movie looks good, but the stories, the characters are kind of, and overall it's just, it's fine. There's no reason to run out and track this thing down, but if it does happen to show up on your streaming platform of choice, it is worth checking out on streaming.
Across the street.
I can't say that I was really terribly disappointed by this movie, but I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, that's what I expected. I mean, at least it wasn't like terrible, so, you know, there's that. So if you're looking for a not terrible found footage movie for the night, then check out Theyre Outside on streaming one night, and I think you'll have at least a kind of time. So there it is, guys, my review of Theyre Outside. If you enjoyed and want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and help my little channel grow. If you want to help out the channel, check out my Patreon in the description below and become a jarhead and get some of the awesome benefits that go along with that, like these guys. And possibly join my top tier and become a bad motherfucker like my man Greg. If you liked what I had to say, give me a like. If not, let me know in the comments below why. And as always, stay sexy, Glasgow.
We couldn't go into that room after that.
What if death isn't the end?
The dead are dead and in the ground.
There's a scene in this movie closer to the beginning that I thought was pretty damn funny. It's when a character makes like a major switch just out of nowhere. Max's female camera person is there on site with him, and Sarah is sitting there on the couch where they're talking, and the young woman takes a drink and then sets it down, and she like out of nowhere like slaps the shit out of her hand and says, "Use the coaster, that's what they're there for," and then turns around and is like, "You silly little bitch." I mean, damn, hostile much? And while that part was pretty funny, what I couldn't wrap my head around is who the fuck is gonna sit around and put up with that shit? I'll be damned if I'm gonna sit there and have some chick slapping my hands and calling me a silly bitch all day. I don't give a fuck if it's her house or not. Fuck you, bitch. I'm out, you silly little bitch.